even if they don't win the league this season, whatever happens with seed, we want to make a stamp that we are Inter and we want to sign a big player. I don't think...
Make sure your thing's muted. What's up? Whatever.
Don't tell me what to do.
I just did, bro. You better
And
listen.
I'm not going to follow it.
You better listen.
Or what?
I'm going to shave the top of your head.
Fuck, I'll listen. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Italian Football TV. You just got me and Michael here today. Mike, how you doing, man? How you dealing with this quarantine?
It's a little strange, right?
A little?
It's strange, man.
Very
I
strange.
feel lonely.
You feel lonely.
Yeah, I only see you all the time, and that's not good for my mental health, that's for sure.
But it is what we got to do right now. We got just Michael and I here today. We're going to record a podcast coming out later this week with Antonio, with my dad,
gang.
and with Peter, who are all obviously under quarantine. So hope you guys are staying safe. But Michael and I wanted to record just us two. We haven't done a video. We used to only do videos, you and I.
I like that, to be honest.
I know. I don't like the other guys.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, fuck the other guys.
Okay.
Actually, I don't like you either. I should just make my own channel.
No one's going to watch, bro.
So it was like a bunch of transfer news, and we're like, you know what? Let's just record a video. Let's talk about some of the latest stuff that's happening. And I mean, I lied. We do a lot of videos. We just don't do a lot like this.
Just us two. Basically.
Michael and I, if you're not familiar, we've been going ham, and I mean ham on Twitch. On video games, on FIFA. Yeah. We kept getting comments for like years about doing Twitch content, and we finally taken it serious. If you're not following us, there's a link in the bio. We go live Monday through Friday, 5 days in a week, 5 days in a row, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we are unpacking packs. We're building our ultimate team, and we're smacking some fans in some FIFA. So the only reason you don't want to come and join the stream is if you're scared to get beat by us. Because I'm not going to lie, Michael and I have not lost a single game to anybody. So come challenge us.
Our squad's pretty sick. We don't want to say the squad. We're going to have
say it.
Should we say it?
We'll give them a Of course, bro. They got to know who to come.
Okay.
We've got Cannavaro.
We got Gattuso.
We got Del Piero.
We got... Who else we
got?
Nedved.
Those are the icons.
Okay, and then we got some banger players as well in the starting lineup.
And we still have like 300K to play with.
And we still never lost. So
yeah, so if you want to come, there's a link in the bio. Come play us. Also, the team of the seasons were released so far. So we didn't unpack any of the Serie A ones. We did get Simon. Shout out Maria. Yeah. But there's a Godin, a Lucas Leiva, and a Bentancur. All cards look pretty good. A little questionable on it. If they should have been there, but it was a community one. It was like fan voted, so blame yourself.
We can't blame me this time.
Anyway, let's hop into it. My morning yesterday was made, Mike. We're gonna go through a little news and transfer news. Yeah. My morning was
about our lives, right?
I'm here live. I don't know if I want to hear about it. I woke up to an email yesterday.
Wow, okay.
All right, it's not that crazy. I woke up to an email, bro.
I'm getting ready. I feel like there's gonna be a huge opportunity.
It was an email from Eric, and the caption, like the subject line, which is what caught my eye. It said, "Inter fan beats coronavirus." Oh, yeah. So I read his story, and then I watched the video of this guy named Eric, who's 68-year-old Zio Dominic, beat coronavirus, and they have a video of him when the hospital they released him and he finally beat it. And he said he detailed what happened. He was on a ventilator for 3 weeks. The whole entire thing was over a month long. And he said the first thing that he said once he got off the ventilator was, "How's the Inter playing?" Because, obviously his love for Inter, and you get off a ventilator, you don't know where your head is at. But it was beautiful to hear that was the first thing that he did. We posted it. It was beautiful to see the reception.
Very incredible.
Even Inter shared it. And Eric and all of his family members, they were messaging us like, "Oh my God, that's awesome that you guys posted it." I swear to God, I teared up when I was reading it.
Dude, it's just amazing how much like a culture could do so much, like how much it affects everyone's lives. And like something like that, a hero like Eric going through that, and then just asking like, "Yo, how's Inter playing?" That's so like nice. We wanted to know so bad. That's how much like Calcio means to him. So it's amazing.
Like you said, like Calcio. I said on the last podcast, I've been rewatching all old games, and it's really been like getting me through like this like little hangover that we have, or whatever the hell you want to call it.
A hangover, bro.
But it's so true how much culture is to our lives. Like my grandpa, he's been pretty sick, and he hasn't been talking much or whatever. So one day I went up and I was like, it was 10 years since Inter played in the Champions League, the one with Mourinho, and I got the game and I put it online. And for the first time in like a week, he was like talking. He was like remembering all the things. He started saying, "Oh my God, I remember when Schneider scored this goal and that." So it's so crazy, the emotions and like the takeaway it could get you from the worst problems in the world.
Exactly. It's
Isn't
just
it awesome?
It really is amazing. Like we thought, like we knew during Serie and everything, regular time, how much it means to us. But now that it's off, you realize even more how much cultural means to you. You know what I'm trying to say?
The saying,
like,
the saying is
most
true.
of our lives.
The cliche, it's like you never know what you have until you lost it.
It's true.
I mean, we thought we knew, but we didn't know how important it was.
We thought us losing it was Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Play. And
that's
now
true.
This is
That's true.
crazy,
That's true.
Dude.
Also, we have a couple things coming up right now.
That's right.
If you see the merchandise that's behind us and that I'm wearing and Michael's wearing, we are releasing our merchandising. It's out right now if you're watching this video. Tuesday, April 28th, I believe is the date. 12 p.m. Eastern time. So when you're watching this, it's definitely up.
Yeah, guys, it might be sold out. So press pause on this video. Go on the link in the bio. Click it. Get something before they all sell out. Because once they sell out, I'm sure you guys know we're not bringing them back. So do yourself a favor.
Yeah, ItalianFootballTV.com. We put a lot of work into this one. The peaches, I love this color.
The bone
is sick too.
The
bone is sick.
clean.
Bro, you're always shitting on white. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. And,
I usually like white.
Sick.
I usually like
the darker colors. But
and the lavender.
The lavender is my second favorite.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah. And the two t-shirts are awesome. This is actually a drop. I know that it might be a little bit weird they're releasing sweatshirts so late, but it got pushed back a month because of everything that was happening with coronavirus and also our donation tees that went out. So we had to release this because we have so much we had inventory. So if you want to help support, super comfortable. You can rock it even though the weather's getting a little nicer. This is perfect. You don't need a jacket. So head on over, help support IFTV. This is how we do everything that we do. It's thanks to your support purchasing the merchandise. So thank you so much. And also, last two plugs. We have a Ronaldo Vieira interview that's coming out this week. Super cool kid from Sampdoria and mad fun. And he was talking a lot of shit about some of his teammates' fashion sense. Yeah. And we have a Giuseppe Rossi FIFA match, which is hilarious. Yeah. The stories that he told in this interview will go down in history.
Rossi said some crazy stuff that's not out on the internet before, so he said some amazing stuff.
And also the FIFA match was just jokes.
Too. Like the FIFA match was pretty awesome.
So both of those are coming. Look forward to them. Let's get on to the transfer news. Raja Nainggolan. Everybody's... Okay, Instagram Live is like popping. It's like the number one thing right now. If there's one platform that's banging, it's Instagram and their live feature. Dude, everybody's going to Instagram Live.
Everyone's on live. Every notification is going live.
They're
live.
awesome.
Is going live.
They're finally some content for us.
Exactly.
I caught Raja Nainggolan, who was live, and he was asked about Roma. And he released a little, and you know Nainggolan, he's one to always speak his mind. He kind of gets himself into trouble on live sometimes.
He doesn't hold back. He says what's on his mind.
And he's been linked with the move away from Cagliari because Cagliari are not going to be able to afford him. And he can't go back to Inter because they don't want him. Conte and them, they're not going to take him back. So they asked him, the guy that was interviewing him was like, oh, would you go back to Roma? And, you could just see in the face, I watched the video, you could just see in Nainggolan's face, it lit up once they said Roma, going back to Roma. And he said if all the conditions were right, he would go back. And if you don't know, then now you will. The reason why Nainggolan left had nothing to do with Roma, the players, the team. It was all in the management, and they say the ownership, whatever. The two go hand in hand. Pallotta and
he always loved them.
the directors, where they didn't have an agreement on where they were. And so he said, I have the full quote here. If the conditions were right, I would go back to Roma. I spent so many great years there, and it's a place that I love and that also loves me. I miss everything about Rome. The door is always open. And I feel like this is pulling at the strings of every Roma fan's heart because Nainggolan was one that they really loved. And when he left and went to Inter, it was a big burden for Roma. And now we know that Roma's in the process of being sold. Pallotta's selling it. Can you imagine if this summer they're sold and you get not only Nainggolan but also Totti back? Totti also said the same thing. If this ownership goes, I'm definitely open to speaking to the next one and coming back.
Dude, this would be sick. First of all, Nainggolan, when he was at Roma, he was like my favorite player. Not just midfielder, but just player in general. We all know he gives everything. And with the Roma shirt, that guy is an absolute beast. He still has so much to give. If you guys caught him at Cagliari at all this season, he's been playing pretty amazing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he still has a lot to give. At least one, maybe two more seasons. So this would be 100. I'm just saying, minimum.
More.
So this would be a win-win situation, especially if Totti comes. It would make Roma, I don't know, it would make Roma amazing. I might turn back into a Roma fan. Who knows?
The parties are going to be fun too.
Oh, that's for sure.
Mario Götze is being linked with the move to Lazio. They're saying that he's going to leave Dortmund this summer, and Gazzetta are linking him to Lazio. We know Lazio, they've always had a thing with their German. Remember when they got Klose?
He was a big one.
I haven't seen Götze in a long time, so I'm kind of passing the question off to you guys. Is Götze still at the level? Will he even be able to compete with Luis Alberto, Correa, and Immobile up top?
It's a tough one because I like Götze, but then
haven't seen him.
He
in
went
years.
to Bayern, he wasn't playing. Then he went to Dortmund, back to his boyhood club. He was not playing over there. And Lazio's midfield is probably one of the best in Europe right now. So it's gonna be hard to crack it. Maybe he'll just come in as a super sub. Who knows? That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough to say.
Obviously, this is the time of rumors, and the next two rumors are the big ones. You know, a lot of newspapers, they don't have too much to write about. So obviously, all these question marks start coming in. And before we say them, I want to preface it with the coronavirus definitely has messed up a lot of the finances of clubs. Not only just the smaller clubs, which is really messed up, but even the top clubs. A lot of the rumors from important journalists who don't just write bullshit, is that a lot of teams are not going to be spending huge money transfers. And I've always said I thought that bubble was going to burst. More so the idea this summer will be a lot of trades. So you have this player, let's put 2 and 2 together. Let's not spend too much money because we're not as liquid as we could have been. And we know the players already 30% of their wages have been cut, et cetera, et cetera. But ICARDI to Juventus is the big one that La Stampa is reporting. Higuain's having a load of problems right now. He's in Argentina. There are rumors that he doesn't want to come back to Juventus due to the coronavirus, and I think I believe his mom is sick. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I believe his mom is sick. And they say we might not even be able to see Higuain ever return to Juve at this point. And Juve have already been planning on who the replacement would be. And their goal is to have a Dybala, Icardi, Ronaldo front three for next season. A team of dreams, if you ask me. Icardi, one of the most prolific goal scorers in Europe. Obviously, he's not having a good time at PSG. Again, some question marks over his temperament of maybe not getting along or not fitting in at PSG. Even though he's been banging like a lot of goals, especially in Champions League, he's obviously not going back to Inter. There's about a 65 million price tag on his head, and Juventus want him apparently. And I personally, I love the move. I think that this is you're getting one of the best goal scorers out there right now, and I think you put those three up top and just magic is going to happen. And I think Juventus do need a number 9.
This is an interesting one, dude. At Inter, Icardi, he was a beast. He couldn't stop scoring. He was one of my favorite strikers, but he has some baggage with him, and I don't know why he's not really. I mean, Cavani's at PSG. I don't know why he's not really getting minutes. I would have thought he would be starting over Cavani. Like, I'll get a lot more minutes in that. So I don't know if some of the attitude is carrying over at PSG. But if Juve,
it could be the coach's fault too.
It could
Coach
be.
Is not
That's
the
what I'm
smartest.
saying. I'm not 100%. But if Juve could tame him, if Juve could be like, listen, we're in charge over here, which I don't know if they could. But Juve are smart in that sense. Like, they're not just if they get Icardi, they know like. It's under our roof. He's going to be good. If they could do that, I think it's a no-brainer. But if they leave it to chance and are like, I don't know how he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to continue with his attitude problems. It could be a problem. But to be honest, I'd probably take a chance with him. We know how good he is. He's still obviously young. And, when he's on form, he's on form. So Juve with him, it'd be a no-brainer, especially if Higuain... Even if Higuain says, bring him, that'd be huge for Juve, especially in the Champions League, something that they've been looking for.
The last and the biggest news, I don't know. Apparently, there were newspapers reporting Inter want to get Paul Pogba. Obviously, we've heard rumors of Sensi to Barca, which are more credible, which are people saying that Barcelona are very interested with Sensi. He very much fits their style, and when he played against Barca, he was phenomenal. So I think those were coming off the basis of this, that Inter could try to go for a glamorous move and reunite Conte, who really launched Pogba at Juventus, and bring him to Inter. Fabrizio Romano, who's our boy, who constantly smacks Michael in FIFA, which is one of the very many reasons why I love Fabrizio Romano, because seeing Michael get so mad, and that's why you have to tune into our Twitch streams. Michael and Fabrizio's games are absolutely epic.
It's pretty insane,
Epic.
dude. It's pretty.
Your comebacks are crazy.
I pay to see it, and I'm playing in it.
I should be paid.
I should
to
say
see
enough.
But Fabrizio Romano, who's one of the most, if not the most credible journalist out there, and also just all around good guy,
Great guy, yeah.
has said that it's unthinkable for Inter to try to get Paul Pogba, who's on like 16 million wages. They would have to sell their whole team to get him. I mean, I think that it would be crazy. I think this is the basis of Inter trying to get a huge signing this summer. We saw them get Lukaku. We saw them get I can't really say anything, but Sanchez not a big signing.
But he was at the time.
But he's not a big signing. He's not.
Maybe not what he's delivered.
No, he's not a big signing. He's not a big signing. There's no way that you could spin the thing what he did 10 years. No, Lukaku was a big signing. That's a big money move signing. Of course. I think they want to step up onto that and say, listen, even if they don't win the league this season, whatever happens with seed, we want to make a stamp that we are Inter and we want to sign a big player. I don't think it can be Pogba. I think it could definitely be somebody else, especially if you end up selling Lautaro or you do some kind of swap with Barcelona. Mm-hmm. But either way, I think that this is the basis for Inter to try to get somebody. I think Pogba to Inter is impossible.
I feel like this dreamland, dude. I feel like it's a more realistic, which is still kind of far-fetched, would be Vidal to go there. But the only thing that I'm thinking that Inter could get is, that Conte-Pogba relationship. That's still too far apart for me to even think about that this can actually happen. Yeah. Realistically.
Question of the day before we go on to our last topic. If you are, your team is a 90th minute free kick and you could choose one player to take that free kick to win the game, who are you choosing? We posted this graphic. Michael, what is your answer? 3,
My answer,
2, 1.
I haven't seen anyone else,
3,
so I'm going to go with Pirlo.
Pirlo, okay.
I'd like to say Mihailovic, but I never seen him. Yeah. I never seen him play. I heard he's incredible at these. I know I wouldn't pick Ronaldo, that's for sure.
You wouldn't pick Beckham? Don't you guys have a little history?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't pick Beckham because what he did to Greece. Yeah.
I had to throw that.
Okay, what?
It's kind of fun.
Okay, not to me, bro. That hurt me.
I think the people are. Hey, come on, bro. It was, when you got to like kind of call out the awkwardness because it was like the thing that's on like everybody's mind.
Well, it was until you said Beckham.
I mean, well, he's in the graphic. He's on the graphic.
Yeah,
that's
so
why.
is who else is on the graphic that you didn't mention?
Who
else is in the graphic?
Totti, Del Piero.
You didn't name Totti. You didn't say.
Yeah, but I was just calling it out.
Oh, okay.
There's not really an awkward relationship with Totti and you.
Okay.
Besides you backstabbing Roma as a fan. You want to talk about that instead?
No.
Okay, cool.
Was
I was gonna say Pirlo. I really don't want to have the same answer as you though. I think you copied me a little bit, so I'll go with Del Piero because I always think about his last minute goal against Lazio in 2011. No, I mean my answer was Pirlo, but I just don't want to.
That's fair.
I'll let you go first. Last topic: Cassano, again, king of Instagram lives. He doesn't have any social media. So he's using his wife's social media, and she literally just holds the phone as he is on Instagram Live with Vieri and stuff. Also, shout out to his new hairstyle. I'm happy that he's finally taking inspiration from Antonio from our podcast. It's funny, we sent it to Antonio today, and Antonio with like 15 exclamation points said he looks like me. So, Mike, what was that face?
No, just, I don't know. I don't think it looked like you.
You don't think it looks like him?
No.
What do you think about his hair?
Cassano, yeah. When I first saw, I didn't know who it was. I was like, I thought Bobo was like going on with a random fan. And then I heard the voice. And then I was like, wait, that seems familiar. And then I looked closer. I was like, damn, that's Cassano.
You don't like it?
I don't know. He fits it. He has that.
He's got a big head, bro.
He's got that head that fits it. So it wasn't weird to me when I saw it. So
well, his personality is what always takes storm. He was ranking some of Europe's best players because obviously he wants to become a sporting director where he could scout talents and purchase talents for whatever club. I don't know if he completed the classes or he's in the process of completing the classes, but that's besides the point. So Vieri was testing him out, seeing what he knew, and he knew more players than I knew as far as talents, and he knew a lot about them. I just have the headline grabs of the best players that we know. Haaland. So he said, Haaland is an animal. He's not afraid of anything or anyone. When I first saw him play in Salzburg 2 years ago, I told Inter about him. He keeps the team high, scores, and knows how to play with both feet. He reminds me of you, in reference to Vieri, and of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Huge praise for Haaland, and also, apparently he told Inter about him.
First of all, I just want to say, this is interesting because Cassano sounds like he knows what he's saying this time. I feel, he did his homework and he's giving these tips away, and I'm like, damn, he's reading the books.
But it's also easy to say that you recommended the guy after he explodes.
That's true, too.
Like, where were you 2 years ago claiming that this guy was going to be so good, I
want to see the people that didn't turn out so good that he recommended.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
At the same time.
He's only saying the good people.
And I think Haaland is a foregone conclusion that he's going to be one of the best.
Is it too early?
I don't.
Is it too early or
no?
no?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I
think he's proved
I'm not 100%. I love the hype. I
guess
love the hype
I'll say I'm 99%.
Still,
I'll say I'm 99%.
because for the Piontek thing, it was
yeah.
It was a little different. That's why.
Jadon Sancho, he's saying he had huge praise for. He said along with Mbappe, he could become one of the best players in the world. He's so good. The quality he has is enormous, and he's got a huge personality. I like him so much. That was probably one of his favorite players with Jadon Sancho. I'm sorry to say I haven't watched enough of Jadon Sancho to really give a valid conclusion. But yeah, I'm sure that he's incredible, and it's also a testament to Dortmund to have two of these players in their talents that are fucking incredible.
They know how to. They got some good youth over there. They know how to raise the youth. They know how to sell for a lot of money. So they've been doing it for years. If only they could build a real team.
Right?
Yeah.
Anything that
I just want to ask one last thing. I haven't watched him as much, like you
Yeah.
said, but a few Champions League games here.
Yeah,
and
not
there.
enough to
So,
say.
Yeah, I don't want to.
And he didn't.
It's
I
unfair for
don't
me
even
to
remember.
say.
Like I guess Holland stole the show when we watched.
Oh, for sure. Against
Dortmund's
PSG.
game against PSG.
Yeah,
Okay.
So meditating. Okay, I just want to end it off with this. We made a.
I have more.
Do we?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I have more players to keep going with Cassano.
Oh crap.
Yeah,
I was
they're
gonna
gonna
say,
get controversial.
Then I'll go.
You want to save yours?
I'll save mine for
Okay.
then. Yeah.
Controversial. The next one, Joao Felix.
Ooh.
Potentially, he could become good, but I can't imagine having one good season in a 5th/6th tier league and being bought for 120 million. He's got potential, but I just don't know. He's good, but I still have a question mark around him. In my opinion, I don't know if if Simeone is a good coach for him either. Felix needs to be free. Simeone, it always corrects someone to Simeone.
Yeah.
Simeone wants everyone defending behind the ball, this is an out there one. Obviously, before the season, Joao Felix was probably nobody knew Haaland, and everybody was talking about Joao Felix as the top talent. And I do kind of agree with Cassano right here. I agree that Simeone was not the coach for him. I always thought it was a little bit weird, and I remember watching him preseason. He was very defensive, and I agree that Joao Felix needs to be this talent that's free, and also the 120 million after one season, 120 million. What do you think about? But I do think Joao Felix is an incredible talent. I wouldn't go as far as he says.
Yeah,
but
I was watching Felix when he was at Benfica because there's actually a couple of Greeks at Benfica. So I've been watching a lot of their Champions League matches and stuff.
He also didn't know if he was at Benfica or Porto. He's like one of those teams.
Yeah, it's Benfica. It's Benfica. Oh, that's. You shouldn't say that. I shouldn't. Whatever.
It's Cassano.
But
that's like the least controversial thing he's ever said.
But at Benfica, whenever I saw him, he was balling. To be honest, I'm not mean to say that he's gonna be a top player or something. But at Benfica, he was like the focal point of that team. He's still young, and Atletico in the beginning he was playing good, but now it looks like he fell off. I think
he got an injury,
and then he fell out of pecking order, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because, like I said, Benfica obviously and Atletico, two different teams, a big step up. But he was doing good there, and I think I'd like to see him good because everyone was calling him the next, Ronaldo or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah, I know it's not his fault, but I think over time he's gonna justify his price because they were spending mad money on him.
Against Liverpool, I really didn't see much from him, so that was kind of a question mark.
Yeah.
Vinicius, he did not like Vinicius. He's had few goals, few assists. If you compare him to Sancho and Mbappe, it is not the same level. He's missing something, even if he's just 21 years old. He also said Boba Vieri likes Vinicius a lot, and Cassano was not liking Vinicius a lot. He said sometimes he dribbles, not going directly to goal, just dribbling for the sake of dribbling. So he's not a fan of Vinicius. Again, another one who, yes, clearly talented, but I don't think Michael and I have enough knowledge to say yes or no. And the other guy who he absolutely loves, Ansu Fati. He said he's an incredible personality and immense talent, and apparently he's only 17 years old. And obviously we know him from what he did to Inter. I'm done. What were you going to say?
Oh, you're done? Okay, so we made a graphic a few days ago, and the graphic was who would win the ball, Rino Gattuso or Daniele De Rossi. And this is interesting because they both have that like grinta, they both have that like tough as nails attitude. So Marco, if I would ask you this question, who would it be and why? Why do you think
the greatest comment was, we'll find, I don't want to butcher the comment, I'll pop it up over here, but it said like the nurse will have to let us know because they'll both be in the hospital.
That's pretty funny.
That's fucking hilarious. It's awesome. Whoever said that was amazing.
What do you think?
I think that Gattuso would win the ball.
You think Gattuso?
Yeah, I think Gattuso played with obviously an incredible talents day in and day out. I'm not saying De Rossi didn't. I just think that Gattuso had that little extra. I think De Rossi was more skilled of a player, but if you're talking about going one-on-one in a tackle, I would. But this is like marginal. I'm talking about
centimeters.
Yeah. I made it seem like it's so extreme, but it would be very close. But if you made me choose one, I'd say Gattuso for that.
The thing is, I never really saw
Gattuso would
play.
bite somebody.
I've only seen De Rossi, so I can't really. You're swaying me with your answer with what you said. I didn't think about it like that. He's playing with he's fucking won a World Cup. He played with phenomenal players. But De Rossi, but whoever, I don't know, man. You kind of swayed me with your Gattuso with what you said. I didn't think about it like
Abdul
that.
Latif said you have to ask the doctors in the hospital because this will end badly. So that pretty much explains it all. Guys, if you enjoyed this, let us know. Drop a like, subscribe to us on YouTube. Also, the merch, go cop the merch. Help support IFTV, ItalianFootballTV.com for all of that. We also, again, Twitch. We're going ham on Twitch. If you want to come and get smacked in some FIFA, twitch.tv/ItalianFootballTV. Again, link is in the bio. Anything else, Mike?
I think we said everything, yo.
We'll send Antonio the love from everybody on this podcast.
Until the next podcast with the rest of the gang, we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao, ragazzi.
Let's go.
Nice.